Hello and welcome to a Sleep Science Friday interview. Today we have Dr. Caroline Lustenberger, the junior group leader at the ETH in Zurich, studying basic human sleep research. Dr. Lustenberger was recently nominated as the new chair for the Gender Equality Forum at the ESRS, and she's agreed to speak with us today about her personal experience with gender equality as well as her views for the future of the forum. So Caroline, welcome. Thank you for being here.
Thank you very much, Jennifer. It's really great to be here, and I'm really happy to be the new chair of the Gender Equality Forum.
Yeah, we're really excited to have you on board, and we appreciate the enthusiasm that you bring. What's your motivation, Caroline? Can you tell us a little bit about why gender equality is important to you?
Yeah, of course. So I actually want to start this with a little mind game. So everyone watching now, close your eyes and think about a professor. Well, I'm absolutely sure that most of you were thinking about a man. And this is actually not surprising, right? Because when we look at permanent and leading academic positions and just decision-making positions in the field of sciences, we see that women are clearly underrepresented. And for me, as a young career scientist, I have to say, we know all young career scientists, all people that have non-permanent positions in academia, it's difficult to stay in science, to stay in academia, to follow this path. But I also have to clearly say that women are much more affected by it and also face clearly bigger hurdles. And this problem that we see all around the world is also called the leaky pipeline. So that means actually on a global level, when you look at statistics also from UNESCO, we actually did very well in managing to attract women to go into academia, to do science, to do a PhD. And we have there almost reached gender equality. But then at every further progressive step in the academic career path, more and more women drop out. And at one point, we have a massive underrepresentation of women, specifically in these permanent and leading and decision-making positions. And of course, when I see that, for me, this is a real struggle, right? Because I already know it's difficult to make this career path, but I also see that we clearly face bigger hurdles. And of course, the reasons for that are manifold. There are a lot of internal and external barriers, for instance, still very much prevailing unconscious bias of mentors, for instance, of committees, of institutions. And what I also see is that this is also still very much on the societal level, right? It starts with parenting and school education, that there are unequal opportunities there. And of course, in this course of trying to be more actively engaged, I talk to so many women and also men. And everyone has to share experiences and has made own experiences showing clear gender inequalities. And what I want to emphasize is assuring that there is gender equality here at ESRS, but also beyond. I think this is not just a point of fairness and equity. I also believe that with this leaking pipeline, we miss out on diversity and we miss out on a lot of talented people, and we can simply not afford that, right? Because diversity, when we think about perspectives, about experiences and the way how we socially interact, this will maximize innovation and creativity and improve science. And again, I also don't think it's about changing who we are, that men have to become more like women or women more like men. I think it's really the diversity that in the end will make gender equality possible and also actually great science possible. So actually for me, the biggest motivation is, and I think it's also one of the biggest goals and motivations of the Gender Equality Forum, or short GEF, is actually to enable gender diversity and gender equality at every step of the academic ladder among ESRS, but also beyond.
Yeah, wow, those are some really interesting points. And, thank you for taking us down that exercise with thinking about a professor. I actually had a really good female professor in mind. So I didn't work quite as it was supposed to play out there. But it's clear, Caroline, that you've also managed to escape the leaky pipe and make it to a point in your career that you've stayed in science and in research, and you're balancing that with your personal life. So maybe you have some tips for other people who are aspiring to start a family or want to just get over that hurdle where they feel like they're not sure if they should stay in research or if they can stay in research. What have you done that has helped you along the way that can maybe help other people?
Thank you very much, Jennifer, for this question. So first of all, I have to say I'm still in the struggling phase, so I don't have a permanent position yet. This group leading position is still bound to a career grant, and I also still have to see how my future looks like, and I really hope I can somehow stay in academia and follow this scientific path. And I also want to emphasize, I think one of the big problem starts there, and I discussed with a lot of other people that we often have this picture of the perfect scientist. As you described me now, you said you see myself being really successful in doing a lot of things. And I also have to say I'm proud of what I've achieved, but I also have to be really honest, there are a lot of moments in my life where I'm struggling, where I try to bring all together, being able to do good science, try to be engaged in these professional activities, such as being in a forum, and also managing my family life. I actually have a young daughter, so I also realized that this is also another job, another work to do that is just adding up on what I'm already doing in science. I think what I want to say here is that don't think that if you have a lot of things going on at the same time, if you have the feeling you're struggling because there's so many tasks you have to do. I think so many people, almost all of us, are in the same boat and have a lot of struggles and have fears and doubts of whether they can prevail that. And I think knowing that most people think like this, it's also helping that this is just something that is human, and I think something that we can try to work on together and also acknowledge that if we talk about this, if we support each other, that we can make this happen, and really try to have the people around you that support you in that and make you feeling good in the decisions you are doing, actually.
Yeah, and I think you summed it up really well with all of us struggle with this. And I think that there's a lot of issues that specifically women are facing, but there's a lot of issues that young scientists are facing, or maybe even established scientists are facing. And I think that a lot of these issues span not just from basic researchers, but also to clinicians. And we spoke a little bit earlier about how, everybody is experiencing these same issues regardless of what career step they might be in. So shifting back to the GIF, the Forum for Gender Equality, who would you be reaching out to? Who would you like to see joining this? Is this just a forum for researchers, for women? What about non-binary individuals or somebody who might be really, really early in their career or really late in their career? Tell us a little bit more about the ideal composition of the forum.
Yes, so the answer is actually, I would say, simple. I think as diverse as possible will be the best for such a task force. Because in the end, when you think about reaching equality, gender equality and so on, it is the importance that we are allies in this. All genders, men, women, non-binary, and also all ages, right? I think if we just start from the bottom, if just young career scientists are trying to make a change in this and try to smallen this gender inequality gap, then we will not get there, right? I think it's so important that also people that are already in decision-making positions, that have permanent positions and a lot of experience, they should join as well, because if we want to have change, I think there also has to be a lot of things happening from the top and leadership from the top that makes these changes happening. So as diverse as possible, also not just researchers, also clinicians, technologists from different countries as well. So I really hope that you consider to apply for this call. I think we recently had it in the newsletter 1 or 2 weeks ago. It's also published on the homepage, that you think about whether you want to be part of this active movement to really be part of the change. I think just being aware of it and complaining about it is not the right way. I think we have to actively engage, all of us, to do that. And I really hope you consider that and apply. And I really look forward to receive your application.
That sounds like the perfect closing for our interview. Anything else that you think needs to be said?
Actually, no, I think that's it. I wish everyone a great and relaxing weekend. I hope you can enjoy some time with friends, some time with family. And yeah, I also hope you have some vacation days ahead. At least I have. So I'm really much looking forward to that.
Yeah, Caroline, thank you for joining us today. And we look forward to applications from everyone. So we'll put the link to apply to the call for members of the Gender Equality Forum in the comments to this video. And we look forward to receiving applications, and we look forward to welcoming Caroline on board to lead this committee. Thank you.
Thank you very much.